my name is Barbara Pell, and I'm the president of Theater Guild. It's dark up here. Yeah. We must look younger. And this is Debbie
This
Drennan.
is our job. We look younger now.
Dang. Anyway, Debbie and I are co-presidents next year. Debbie Drennan, take a bow.
Next up, go ahead and do the skits.
We're going to do the skits about technology.
Yes.
First, Sybil Woodhouse and Shelley Ronis with Google Pizza. Take it away, gals.
Good evening. We're going to present an example of the joys of modern technology.
Hello? Is this Gordon's Pizza?
No, ma'am, this is Google Pizza.
Oh, I must have dialed the wrong number. Sorry.
No, ma'am. Google bought Gordon's Pizza just last month. May I help you?
Okay, I'd like to order a pizza.
Do you want your usual, ma'am?
My usual? You know me?
Well, according to our caller ID detail here, on the data sheet, it shows that the last 12 times you ordered pizza, you ordered an extra large pizza with 3 cheeses, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and meatballs on a thick crust.
Okay, that's what I want.
Ma'am, may I suggest that this time you order a pizza with ricotta, arugula, sun-dried tomatoes, and olives on a whole wheat, gluten-free, thin crust.
What? I detest vegetables.
But ma'am, your cholesterol is not good.
How the hell do you know?
Well, you know, we cross-referenced your home telephone number with your medical records. We have the results of your blood tests for the last 7 years.
Oh, well, okay, but I do not want your rotten vegetable pizza. I already take medication for my cholesterol.
Excuse me, ma'am, but you have not taken your medication regularly. According to our database, you only purchased a box of 30 cholesterol tablets once at Drugstore Network, and that was 4 months ago.
I bought more from another drugstore.
Excuse me, ma'am. That doesn't show on your credit card statement.
I paid in cash.
But you did not withdraw enough cash according to your bank statement.
I have other sources of cash.
Ma'am, that doesn't show on your last tax return. Unless you bought them using an undeclared income source, and that's against the law.
What the hell?
I'm sorry. We only use such information with the sole intention of helping you.
Enough already. I am sick to death of Google, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and all the others. I'm going to an island where there is no internet, cable TV, and where no one can look at me and watch me and spy on me.
You know, I do understand, ma'am, but you need to renew your passport first. It expired 6 weeks ago. The joys of modern technology. Thank you.
Next up is, thank you, Sybil and Shelley. Next up is Techtopia. starring Linda Waterman, Susan Ferguson, Lee McMorris, and directed by Joseph Meyer.
Thank you for calling Techtopia support. Your call is important to us. Please listen carefully, as our menu options have recently changed. For billing, press 1. For technical support, press 2. For a brief customer satisfaction survey about how much you love waiting, press 3.
Definitely two.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Did you say 3?
No, two.
You said moo? Please hold.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Thank you for calling Techtopia support. My name is Crystal, but you can call me your technology guardian angel. How may I assist your digital journey today?
Yeah, yes. My laptop won't turn on. The screen is completely black.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I totally understand how frustrating it is when your device takes a nap. Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Oh, I just said it won't turn on. That's the problem.
Perfect. Then we're halfway there. Now, please press the power button for exactly 11.5 seconds while whispering words of encouragement to your device.
What?
Studies show positive reinforcement increases system performance by 0.3%.
Sure. Come on, laptop, you can do it.
Wonderful energy. Now, what color is your power light?
There is no power light.
That's excellent. That means the battery is totally drained. You're doing great.
Can I just talk to a supervisor?
Of course. One moment, please.
One moment, please.
Hi there. This is Crystal, the supervisor. How can I elevate your experience today?
Are you the same person?
No, I've been promoted.
Oh, I'm hanging up.
Oh, before you do, would you like to take a brief survey about how satisfied you are with your unresolved issue?
Sure.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how lucky are you to call us again?
0.
You said hero. Thank you. We're glad you loved our service.
Oh!
Okay, thank you, Lee, Susan, and Linda, and thank you, Joseph. I actually got that skit. I asked ChatGPT for a skit about technology, and that's what they gave me. Okay, we're ready for the Ting people, Paul. Yeah. Well, we didn't mention Ting in the Google Pizza.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out today, especially in this weather. It's been kind of a really rainy day today, so in this evening especially. So thanks so much for making the trek out here. I'm Paul Ortiz. I'm your General Manager of Broadband Services. This is Jose Campos. He's our Director of General Services. This is CJ Ehrenreich, and she is in charge of national construction, engineering, networking, you name it. And we have some more Ting people over here, especially our ambassadors, Ryan Turner and Dave Nunweiler. A lot of you know Lupe Hinosa, who's been working here for quite some time. And of course, our ambassadors that help support us for all of our events that are residents that volunteer their time, to answer questions and to tell you about the fiber project. This is John Cornell. He's actually a professional photographer and likes to take pictures as long as you give him credit. when you publish them. So John Cornell, kind of like the university, John. So we're going to just show you a couple of slides. What we want to start off with is our star in the back room, and that's Lupe Hinosa. These are 2 videos that we've produced to try and give you some information regarding the experience with the fiber project.
Hello, my name is Lupe Hinojosa, and I am the fiber deployment specialist for Ting. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our pre-wiring. Pre-wiring is a process in which we run the cable on the outside in preparation for your installation. During this process, you're going to receive a 60-day notice. That 60-day notice is basically letting you know that we're going to have crews that are going to be out here working. Please keep your gates open. If your patio is enclosed and there is a lock on it, please leave it unlocked for the crews to come in, and it can be a little bit easier for the guys to get the wiring done in your home. We'll see some fiber optic cables hanging on the outside of your building, and some of the cable covers will still be off. Within 1 to 2 days, we will return to actually cover that up and make sure everything is sealed and clear. And to ensure that you receive important updates, confirm your phone number and email address with resident services at residentservices@vmsinc.org or call 949-597-4600.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? My name is Lupe. I'm with Ting. I'm the installer for you today. Are you ready for my installation?
By all means, come on
All right.
in.
I got to first put on some shoe covers if you don't mind.
Don't mind a bit.
Mark, so today we're going to go ahead and install an ONT for you.
Okay.
ONT stands for Optical Network Terminal. That's a big word. However, what is an ONT? An ONT is a modem. The modem is going to be installed on the wall right by your window here in just a few minutes. It will take me approximately about 10 to 15 minutes to install this.
Well, that's not bad.
You'll see me walking in and out, and that's just me punching in the cable, and then we're going to seal every single hole that we drill for you.
Great.
At the end, we're going to install a router for you. It's called an Eero router. It's a mesh, and I'll give you instructions on how to download the app.
Okay.
Downloading and installing the Eero app is very easy. Just follow the next 3 steps and you're ready to set up your Eero pod. Open the App Store. Search for Eero. Press Get to download the Eero app.
Okay, Mark, so we went ahead and installed your ONT, and your ONT is mounted on the wall here.
Right.
Now there's going to be 3 solid lights. We need to see those lights always solid at all times. Okay. There's a power light, there's a broadband light, and then there's a service light. The power light indicates that there's power, sufficient power coming into the ONT.
Right.
The broadband light indicates that there's light levels. In other words, that there is signal coming from the outside.
Okay.
The last light is the actual service light. That means you paid your bill. Now, if you paid your bill, you're going to get a service light or your service is ready to be used.
Good.
There is a 4th light. The 4th light blinks intermittently, and that light will blink when there is activity going on in your home network. Now, let's talk a little bit about setting up your app, your Eero app.
Okay.
Create an Eero account. Enter your phone number or email address. We'll send a verification code to you via text message. Enter this code on the verification screen of the app to create your account. Create your Eero network. After tapping Next, the Eero app will begin to look for your new Eero device. Your Gateway Eero's LED will begin to flash blue, and then turn a solid blue once found. Once your Eero device has been detected, select a location for your Eero device. Enter your network name and network password. This is how devices will join your network.
Now that you've downloaded the app and we've actually set up your app and we set up your Wi-Fi, here's where you can write down your username and your password. Your SSID is your actual username for your Wi-Fi. So when people come to your home, they're gonna say, what's your Wi-Fi number? Well, what's your Wi-Fi name? This is the card that you can give them. It's gonna show you the password for your Wi-Fi and your unique name to your home.
That makes it so much easier if there are any problems in the future for all of us.
Now, if there's any problems, and hopefully there's never problems, but if there is any problems, I'm leaving you behind a couple of magnets that you can put on your refrigerator and you can have handy.
They're going right up on the door of the refrigerator when you leave.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it.
So that's Lupe Hinosa. There he is right there. He's one of our techs. He's a fiber optic specialist for Ting. He's actually been working in our community for 15 years almost, something like that. So he's very familiar with the community. He's probably been in your home to help you with your cable television. But we have a few slides for you. So this is basically what I want to share with you. But the most important thing is in our discussion today is that if you have questions, I don't like going to these events and then having the person read the slides to me because I can read the slide. You know, it's like, let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. There's been a lot of interesting information and misinformation going throughout the community. So the biggest thing we want to do is answer a lot of your questions, and that's why we have the Ting representatives here with us today and with Jose Campos here with General Services. But this gives you an idea of what the scope of the work was for the contract when we hired Ting to do the work. The most important thing in our RFP process was we had 14 providers come out and want to be a part of your project. That tells you how important and how valuable actually your community is to not only, you know, other providers, but, you know, obviously to us in our community. So the biggest thing was we wanted to make sure the Golden Rain Foundation controlled the network. A lot of them wanted to build the network, own the network, and then charge you for service. We said, we don't want to do that. We want to own the network. You always want to have that ability. Ting is actually is doing the construction with their vendor partner, but what they own is the equipment in our broadband building that's going to get you to the internet. And then they're going to own that router and that ONT that we described earlier. They have skin in the game. We definitely have skin in the game, and we control the main line of our network. You don't ever want to give away or sell off your network. It's the most valuable thing you have, and you're always going to reap the rewards of continuing to have it. The other thing is we're going to install all of that equipment for you. There's going to be no fee to any of the customers, any of your residents in the community. You're going to get 2 Wi-Fi devices connected when the installer comes to your home. So everybody goes, what? We can only have 2 devices? They're only going to connect 2 devices. The router will actually control 120 devices. So we just can't be in your home and hang out with Jim Cook because he has 42 devices and figure out what his password is and what authentication he needs for those devices. So we're only going to do 2 devices. So when we show up, keep in mind, what's important to you right now? Is it the phone and your television, or is it that laptop or that tablet? And then we'll make sure that those 2 devices are connected before we leave. And then you can connect the other ones. If you've been to a hotel and you got on the hotel Wi-Fi, it's really almost that easy. You're just going to go and see the Ting network and just connect those devices. Right now, West Coast Internet will come to your home and connect 5 devices. They also charge $325 to come to your home and put those devices together. So, you know, and one of the wonderful things that especially Gary Russell, one of our ambassadors and also the president of the PC Club, is working with home networking experts in your community that will come out and provide this service for you. And honestly, if it was like my mom, I would just say whatever that cost is to network her computers and everything else, just let them do it. And then that way you're set up and you don't have to worry about it. You are also going to provide DirecTV Stream to all of you. That's going to come in August of 2026. It's a very robust basic channel lineup, but you're also going to get Paramount Plus with Showtime. So if you have that now and you're paying for that movie app, you're going to get that for free. And you're also going to get Max, which is really HBO and Cinemax, and that's the movie app, and you're going to get that for free as well. And you're going to get 2 remotes and 2 Gemini devices, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So if anybody has questions, raise your hand, and we're going to answer your questions. So.
Number one, each home will receive blah blah. It says Eero 7 router. How many routers? Just one?
So if your home is less than 1,500 square feet, you will get 1 Eero router.
Okay.
If it's 1,501 square feet, you'll get 2, and you would then have mesh. So it depends on the size of your home. Most of the homes in our community are actually less than 1,200 square feet, but if you get out to gate 11 and some of the other homes, it's going to be a little bit larger. So they would get 2.
Okay. Second line, provide up to 2 gigabyte and so on. You don't say anything about download or upload speed here.
That's symmetrical.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Up and down. So
You mean 2 gigabytes for download and also upload?
Yes, sir. Correct. Up to. Yeah, so it's funny that he asked that, right? Because right now, some of you may have, our provider right now, you have 30 megabits down and you have 5 up. That's a big difference. Now you're going to have 2,000 megabits up and down. And for people like Mark Rubinowitz and you photographers and people that work in video and do Zoom calls, you're going to not have that lag or any of those issues anymore because you're going to be uploading at nearly 2,000 megabits per second.
Okay, second, the last question. If in my case, I'm using currently router, Eero router, Eero 6, and so on. So when you bring in new router, I usually use the same name and the same password, so that I have 40 some devices using Wi-Fi. So I don't have to change Wi-Fi, all those 40 names and password and so on, but just use the same password and the same name, right?
That's correct. You could do that, and that way you don't have to continue to switch things over. Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't understand any of this at all. How much is this going to cost us?
That's a good question. So the question was, how much is this going to cost us? You know, it's important, right? So we did use money from reserves, and it's about $17 million to build the new fiber network. That was all, thankfully, from GRF boards before that put money into reserve, knowing that the cable system is now 25 years old. You know, I've compared it to that 1999 Camry, and it's got 225,000 miles on it, and it's ready to go on the side of the road. So to answer your question, this is $40 for internet, and the DirecTV package is $25. So you're all in for $65. That's going to be included in your HOA fee in 2027. So until then, you won't see these costs reflected into your HOA fee. We wanted to keep the costs so that people weren't, you know, going up and down. We tried to keep an average. The average person right now there's 11,000 residents that have West Coast internet. The average person pays about $41 right now. Some of you pay $26.50, some of you pay $75. And people don't realize this, your broadband HOA portion is about $32 a month. That's to plug in the coax, get those channels. So right there, you know, you're at $72, and if you rent a set-top box or multiple set-top boxes, now you're at $85, $90. So those of you that have the $75 West Coast internet and maybe rent 2 boxes, you're probably going to save $25 a month. With this new service, you're going to get better internet service, and honestly, once you see the DirecTV package, you're gonna like it, because it's not a bunch of over-the-air stations. And right now, if you just plug your TV into the wall, then you cannot record your favorite show, you can't schedule it, you can't pause it. With this, you're going to have DVR settings, so it's in the cloud though. So then you can just pause it, and then if your favorite show is at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday and you don't want to get up, then you just record it and it's part of your library, and now you're watching it. So there's a lot of advantages with this new system. It's going to be $65 a month in 2027.
So I have a DVR box now.
Yeah.
That's going to go away, right?
Yes, and so will your monthly cost.
Well-
So she's upset because she's going to lose her content. So
Right.
for those of you that have all your favorite shows on these boxes, think of it as your old VHS machine. They're just not around anymore. And none of these boxes are made anymore. None of them are supported by the manufacturer. It's going to be the rotary phone for our generation, and unfortunately a lot of your favorite shows are on there, but then once you get into DirecTV, you'll start recording your favorite shows and have your library start up once again. But that's the nature of the beast, and copyright and prohibiting people from basically taking their favorite shows and moving it to, you know, some other digital format.
Okay, is there going to be a limit on the recording like there is on my DVR box now?
There is a limit, and you can get an unlimited version of it as well. But basically, it's going to record your programming, and then when it starts to feel full, it's going to notify you and say, okay, we're going to start to delete your oldest recording, but it'll notify you. So you're going to have plenty of storage. It's just that there is a process that happens.
How many hours do you think?
I can't quote that right now, but I think off the top of my head, I thought it was like 100 hours or something.
Oh.
But it's mostly days, so it's like, you know, as long as you're not at the capacity, it's just going to go ahead and keep your library going until you basically churn it out.
Is this going to change our viewing habits?
Not really, because if you look at the guide, it's very similar to those of you that do have a set-top box, and then you're just going to hit record. Honestly, we've been testing it for about 6 months now. It is really easy to use, and the guide is really straightforward, and I think you'll enjoy it. And the channel lineup is extremely robust compared to what we're offering you today.
Could I ask a question, please? I have had Ting come and install already. I don't exactly understand the whole thing, but is Ting coming back to my house? Because I don't believe I have 2 voice-activated remotes and 2 Gemini Direct TV.
Yes, ma'am. So right now, we didn't want to overwhelm you because this is overwhelming already, and we're only about 40 days in. So right now, we're just trying to get everyone the internet. And then come August 1st of 2026, then all the DirecTV boxes will be delivered to you. And then we'll have 4 months to work together and get you on to the DirecTV platform. So right now, you just enjoy the internet. And for a person like her, she's actually getting the service at no charge for what, a year and a month now? And so hopefully, you know, come August, then you'll get your box and it'll be.
So I'm not on West Coast internet service now?
That's a good question. You might have multiple devices, so you will have Ting internet and you'll still have your West Coast internet network. Do not cancel your West Coast internet during this process. It's a year of construction, and it's 12,736 homes that we need to make sure are working, and when the network is live and active, we want to make sure everything's working. West Coast internet is going to be your backup. We had an outage a couple weeks ago, and actually it was vandalism in Los Angeles on the way to Los Angeles that someone had done, and people were out mostly our beta customers for a couple days. So luckily, Ting came and repaired everything and their providers. And so in that case, you would just go back to your West Coast internet, and then you have at least your Wi-Fi, and if you stream or do whatever, you can still do that. So you have two networks right now in your home.
Do I have any particular advantage having Ting at this time?
It depends what you do. If you if you stream a lot of programming, then Ting is going to be a better experience. And it also depends on what your tier you're with West Coast Internet. So if you're getting 30 megabits, that is below the FCC's requirement of 100 megabits. So it really depends. If you're a big gamer and you're watching a lot of streaming, then big gamer, I can tell. Yeah, then you would notice the Ting. But if you're just emailing, people, then you really aren't going to notice it right now. But eventually, this technology and more content would be delivered in a streaming platform, and then you would notice it. But right now, if you're just emailing and watching a couple YouTube videos, you aren't going to notice too much.
So I don't have any free Max now or free
No, that
Paramount?
starts August of 2026.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So the router that I have now is just going to be scrap.
It could be scrapped, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You probably have the Nighthawk router. It looks like a UFO with antennas. Yeah.
They all kind of look like that, yeah.
Well, it's funny because we've had some complaints that this wasn't aesthetically appealing. And I said, oh, but that UFO sitting on your countertop is okay. So this is the router that'll be replaced in your home. And it'll be no charge to you. It comes in white.
Any choice of white you want.
Right. They said any choice of white you want, which is this white. Anybody else with a question before we get to the next slide?
Over here.
Oh, hi, Lee.
Okay. What I wondered, I've been having problems with very slow reception. And this is not something I've had normally when living there, and nothing else has changed. I'm trying to figure out, is what you're doing affecting what we're receiving?
Where do you live? What
Gate
building?
5.
What building are you?
29.
Yeah. No. Matter of fact, one of the letters to the editor today that was complaining about the service, we're not even near her neighborhood right now. So it's like.
So what do you mean?
It can be. I have no idea. It can be your devices. We're not.
Well, I found out that apparently a few more people are having something of the same problem.
If we're working in your area, so if you live in a building that's under 1,000, so if you live in 250B, or if you live in 930B, we're working in your area. But if you live in any of the 2000s or anything like that, then we haven't gotten to you yet. Now, if you're having a Wi-Fi issue, I mean, it can be a number of things. We go through this every day, whether we're building a new fiber network or not. We've been going and repairing West Coast Internet's issues for 25 years.
Okay, well, another thing. My understanding was that we had about 300 hours of recording.
That sounds good. I like that.
Well,
Once we roll out DirecTV, we're going to have a lot of education. Actually, we're doing a lot of events at the Performing Arts scheduled for January and into March that we will have demonstrations. The PC Club already has a box in there, and they're actually having classes. I encourage you to be a part of that. It not only teaches you about how to stream, but especially how you will be able to use the box. So those are things, we're going to use all of the first quarter and second quarter of 2026 to learn how to use DirecTV, and then when you have it, you'll know exactly how to function all the wonderful things that it does.
Thank you. This question is really for somebody else, but let's say you only have a computer in your house and a TV that's not a smart TV. Do you have any need for the app then?
That's a great question. That is why, and we're going to show you a little bit later, but that's why we worked with DirecTV to get you what they call as the Gemini box. Because as long as your TV has an HDMI connection, which most of them in the last 15 years have, that's what that box is going to do. It's going to make your dumb TV into a smart TV.
That's good.
So those of you that have really smart TVs, you don't even need the box. You're just going to download, and you can go home and try it with your smart TV. Download the DirecTV Stream app, and if it downloads, you're like, wow, I can't wait to get it. If it's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, well, then wait for the box.
Okay, that's great information, but it's not really my question.
Oh.
My question is the need for the app from a smartphone.
A
'Cause
smartphone.
Not everybody not everybody has a smartphone to get the app.
For the Eero app.
That's for the Eero
Yeah,
app.
yeah.
You're
so
right.
if you only have a computer and a TV,
You're right.
that gets hooked up, right?
If you have your laptop or a tablet, then you can hook it up through that. You don't need to use your smartphone. And the Eero app just allows you.
Wait, but don't you hook up 2 devices?
Yes.
So a desktop and what's this?
Whatever you prefer. It
Well,
can be-
but I'm asking specifically for somebody who is nervous about this. So a desktop and a TV, if that's the only thing he has he does not need to have the app. Is that correct?
He would need the app to make sure that the network is available, but he would have a computer, correct? Yeah, the desktop. He's going to use the desktop to get to the network in the app.
Okay. So let me ask a follow-up question, because I think I see what you're trying to ask. If you have a person who does not have a smartphone, they have a jitterbug or a flip phone, and they only have a TV, and they have no way of really downloading the Eero app, will that prevent them from using the Ting network?
No. No.
So our installers will come through as they come in and go ahead and install that app. They'll go ahead and install the Ting internet for you. A couple of the things that you get with the app is that you'll be able to change your password, for example, or the name of your Wi-Fi device. But that's okay, because when our installers come through, they're going to give you a leave behind, and they're going to give you a piece of paper that's going to show you what your network name is, as well as your password. So that's the way we'll be able to get around that. Our installers will be glad to help out anyone who isn't. Just know that you do have some more advantages should you decide to download the app. We do encourage that, but if it's an absolute no-go, we're scared of technology, then we're okay. We'll get around that.
Exactly.
Right,
So you
right.
don't need the app.
Are we going to be paying for 2 services, both what we have now and Ting?
No. That's why we negotiated with Ting, and they're good enough until everybody is really ready to go. That's why we're encouraging you to stay with West Coast Internet, keep paying that subscriber fee. It's basically your backup. And then in 2027, we will then include it in your HOA fee. We would then slowly tell everyone within certain areas, you can now cancel West Coast Internet. And then we'll slowly tell another, you can cancel West Coast
So
Internet.
we have to call ourselves to cancel it?
We talked with them the other day, and we can automatically provision certain cable modems to turn off. But if I were you, they have your credit card information, they have this and that. I would personally call them and say, I understand that we can cancel now, but that's about a year from now.
Okay. And is the DirecTV optional?
No, that's kind of like your broadband right now. It's not optional. You're paying $32 a month right now for that package, and now you're going to pay $25. Okay. And one of the nice things we did too, one of the reasons we got out of this, we knew cable television was a dinosaur, and your programming costs are going through the roof. You know, some years it's 10%, some years it's 12%, another year it's 15%. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just depends. If you've read about the Disney YouTube, experience in the last couple weeks, you have no idea how much Disney or NBC or any of those networks are going to charge you 1 year. So with DirecTV, we negotiated a ceiling of 5%. Every year it can only go up 5%. That's half of what we've been experiencing. So that way there's a protection that all of a sudden your costs aren't going to, that whole introductory offer. It's not like that. It's a 7-year contract, and it's $25 the first year and 5% after that. And it will be 5%. They're not, programming costs are just really going through the roof. It's very expensive.
Okay, thank you.
The question was, can we continue to use the Roku? And the answer is yes. You'll continue to be able to use all of your internet devices. It's just instead of being connected to West Coast Internet, you'll be connected to Ting Internet.
Go ahead.
So if we already have other streaming services, what's that experience like?
It's going to be better. So if you have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, all these, it's just going to be a better experience. It's, you know, this is all about a Wi-Fi experience. It's like electricity now. We turn it on, we don't even think about it now. It just works. So if you're streaming a lot, it just, and if you have any kind of lag or buffering at times, you wouldn't have it with this new fiber network.
Okay, but do we have to
Change.
change anything in
No.
terms of the, you know, payment and whatever?
Oh, no. No.
Okay, that's just seamless.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
thanks.
just the background technology that gets you to the internet. This is free during the term of the contract, which is 7 years. Okay?
Is there going to be a person that you can call if you have problems?
Where is she? Where is she?
Right, a human being.
We're going to give you CJ's phone number on the way out. So yes, so, you know, one of the reasons we were so happy to partner with Ting is they had the marketing and community engagement team. You can see by the people that are here today. The other vendors really just wanted to build you a network and then get your, you know, monthly fee, you know. So there's going to be a lot of customer service support. And then we also have VMS in the background. If you ever have any issues, anybody's welcome to call Broadband or myself, and we'll get you to the right people. We do have an 800 number for customer support, and I was going to show you some of the stuff that we have on the internet. But yes, the answer is yes. And DirecTV will have it as well. And basically, they'll see who's calling and say, "Hi, Laguna Woods Village, then how can I help you?"
What about the location of the router in the home? And the second question is, what's going to happen with Village TV?
Those are all on our slides. The router is our first priority with our installers is for us to enter the living room. Right now, you can see how we enter through the cable system from the exterior. We want to make sure that there's less disruption as possible. So we're trying to get into that same track, and then we would enter into your living room. If your living room is, for whatever reason, has who knows what, and we've seen a lot of who knows what, then our next priority is the bedroom, the next adjacent bedroom. But right now, everything is going to the living room, and you already probably have your cable modem and router kind of tucked away in a corner. So with this, this is the ONT that you saw in the video. It's mounted on the wall. It needs power, so it does not come in white. It comes in this wonderful gray and a blue decal. So as long as it has power, it's going to just sit like this and power up. And then your router is going to connect to it through an Ethernet cable, and that needs power as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any other questions? And then we can show you some more slides, and if that generates more questions, we can go from there.
I would like to know how many migrations you've managed of this size.
That's a CJ question.
I want
Am I live?
And there's a reason for this question.
Absolutely. We just started. We've accomplished just short of 1,000, so we're at about 900 right now.
And
Am I okay?
Closer.
Oh. So we're at about 900, just short of 900. But we
how
just,
large?
How large is?
Your experience, like how big a community?
Oh, 100%. So we actually.
I have background in this.
Absolutely.
I came from a GDS,
Oh,
and
okay.
we migrated 12,000 customers, and it took 3 years to get them to accept the migration. What do you have out there that's going to help this community
Yeah.
make this migration simple? It doesn't sound like it. The first 3 slides that you showed, I don't think anyone understood what it was. He was speaking so fast, he was, you know, it was, you've got to consider the age of the people
Yes.
here, their adaptability,
Absolutely.
and the number of people you will have in the field to support this migration.
I feel
How
very.
many?
I appreciate your asking that question, and I really appreciate the fact that you have the history to be able to allow me to answer the question, and feel free to do a double back question when you do that. I'm so happy I have Paul on this side and Jose on this side because they've allowed us, the staff, to be able to do a 2.5-year project in 1 year. Because we know that we have to accomplish this by the end of next year. We've been allowed to double and triple our staff. So we're doubling our staff in.
How many per unit do you have planned?
How many per
Staff.
Oh, we have 1 team member to come in and do the install, but there's 2 stages. So feel free to ask any questions after this. Stage number 1 is when we're putting the cable around the outside of the building. That is 2 or 3 staff, because we want to make sure that there's safety involved when they're working on the outside of your building. So that is taken care of, and then we allow a very short time frame before the 1 installation tech comes into your home so that people aren't inundating your home. Lupe had a really good example of him coming in, making sure that his shoes were covered. He came in, he's able to explain it. So outside of the building, 2 or 3. Inside of the building, 1. And we have a significant amount of staff to be able to meet the very short time frame that you understand that we have to accomplish. Does that answer your question?
Not really.
Please.
That's the technical side.
Anything.
I'm talking about the human interface side.
The human interface side.
Once you have all this in, how adaptable have you had experience in having the customers adapt to the new technology, the new way of dealing?
Appreciate that.
Having the modem in one room and your TVs are in totally separate
appreciate
rooms.
that. Yeah. We actually came out early in advance of this meeting, and we actually went to several units yesterday. We went to go visit customers to help us understand better what they're experiencing. So we went to the first person's home that we went to. He actually was experiencing some of what you're referring to. He said that there's a line of sight issue. I think someone asked that earlier, is where do we place the modem? How do we make sure that it's up high enough so that it can such and such? The team back there joined me in the units when we went out there so that we can understand what they were experiencing. Then we doubled back with Jose and Paul, and we realized that we have a technical installation that we have to support, but then we also have an HOA and community installation that we have to support. So we actually are working as a partnership to be able to make sure that we are focusing on the technical installation, but not just the technical installation. We're making sure that we partner with them to make sure that the team in the home is taken care of. And I really like the fact that Paul earlier said that one of the reasons that we keep your West Coast internet in place is to make sure that you're supported, but then now we need you to give you time, and we need to give you support to be able to switch all of your devices. It's not going to happen in one day, and we need to make sure that we respect that. So we would need to make sure that it's transferred over, and we give you support to do so if people have questions on how to do so. So we're keeping both up. We're not going to drop you immediately to be able to do that. So we have a partnership to answer your question on, yes, the technical, but we also have the human intervention to make sure that the team here is supported, the family here is supported. We're extenuating the support that we would normally have in a community to be able to do so. And I hope that helps.
Definitely, and along those lines as well, we of course have Ting here with us to be able to come and speak with all you folk. This particular thing is being recorded, so we'll continue to play this on TV6, so there'll be a lot more outreach. And then as you become educated and as you become the experts, then some of your friends will come to you. So that's a lot of what we're planning on. And again, Ting has a wonderful community engagement program that we're going to be leveraging as they've done in several communities prior.
I have a weird question. My TV, when you apply the internet, whatever, It is in a very, very heavy piece of furniture. Are you responsible to move that furniture, or do I have to get it moved? It's
Well,
really
well,
heavy. It took
hopefully
4 people to
the
put
only
it in.
reason we would have to move any furniture is if where we enter the home. We're not having to physically get behind your TV or do anything like that. So if it's in a console or whatever it might be, you know, it's really for our purposes. All we're trying to do is get to an outlet to make sure your Wi-Fi and your ONT is in the right place and has power. So that's all we're looking for. So hopefully it's not even close to where we would enter your unit.
Hi, I live in the towers, where it's not a single-family home, and how is this going to affect our television service? How are you going to install all that stuff? We have, I don't know what, 300 units?
311.
111?
311.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, we've been out there many times, and we were concerned at first because that building is made out of some very thick cinder block. And fortunately, when we did the build, if any of you were here in 96 and 97 and 98, 99, we actually bored and broke drill bits over and over again, getting into your units and into the building. So that pathway has been done. So the towers is actually going to be a pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's not nearly as complicated as we think it's going to be. The Towers Mutual 50 is part of our community, just like Third Mutual and United Mutual. So we are going to be providing the same level of service to you and the residents at the towers, and the same direct TV package that the rest of the community receives.
Thank you.
I have a question about when do you think you'll get to the low numbers?
We are at the low numbers. Anything under 1,000, we're getting to, or you know, we've probably already gotten to like a lot of the 200s and some 900s, and now we're getting into the 400s. So what you'll see is we entered, if you really look at Avenida Carmel, we entered across Moulton Parkway and we crossed behind Temple Judea, and we're working our way down towards Gate 3, and then we're going to loop up and then head towards Gate 1. So we're kind of wrapping around like this. So if you're like are you on the like 50 or 25 or something like that, then we're on our way to come see you.
So like in the next month or two?
Well, once you get the 60-day notice, that's really going to tell you there's going to be people with ladders somewhere close to my building. And once you get that, then you know then that within 30 days you'll get a notice, and then your installation will be scheduled at some point, and then that'll come 30 days, 21 days, 7 days, 3 days, and confirm that installation with you. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, when the fiber comes into the house, would it be entering close to where the existing cables are?
That's our goal. That's our first priority, is to go into the drop where your existing cable is in the living room.
Right.
It may or may not. It just depends on where that is. So, you know, all these units are so different, and a lot of people have had their houses remodeled. So that's been a challenge as well. But we're going to be going into the rail, and you can see it outside your house. And if you see the rail go down and probably get into your living room, that's where that's our first priority.
But it won't replace the existing cable?
No.
It'll be close by where it is?
Yes, sir. Because we want to make sure that, well, for one, West Coast Internet runs on your coaxial cable.
Right.
And your television is still going to run through that coaxial cable.
Right.
So we're just trying to stay close to it without interfering with any of it.
Okay, thanks.
How old is your company, and is Laguna Woods the first retirement community that you have entered?
Our company is over 15 years old, and we are not the first retirement community. There have been others that we've worked with in Colorado Springs. We're working with several in Memphis as well. And we're actually really excited because in those communities, we're able to come in and we're very used to the people that we work with and the families that we work with. That's where we do best. So we actually have been around for quite some time now. We've been around longer in the domain space of www. But we've been with the company for about 15 years now. I've been with the company myself 4 years, as my team back here. So we've been with the company for quite some time. Thank you for your question.
Once Ting is up and going, no more West Coast, then how much support will we get if we have a problem?
We actually work side by side. My peer, he works in customer care and networks and support and construction. He and I talk every single day.
No, but I mean, like if we call to say there's a problem,
Absolutely.
how many people would be available? Like how easy will it be to get a person and to get help if you need it?
Incredibly easy. We actually hired a staff to be on site
Okay.
24/7.
Okay, that's
We
what I'm
actually work
asking.
here. Lupe's here.
Okay, okay.
And Lupe, we actually hired several technicians to be side by side with him. We're in the community and we stay here, we live here.
Okay,
Not
thank
live here
you.
specifically, but we're in the area and we actually hired a staff to support this space ongoing for several years.
Okay, so at the call center and also the technicians?
100%.
Okay, thank you.
Some of us are lucky enough to travel for like 4 to 6 months, or 3 months at a time. What happens if we get our 60-day notice and it's at a period of time when we're not going to be around?
Yeah, so if you're traveling or just not at home for an extended period of time, we're just going to reschedule you, and then you'll just tell us, hey, we're going to be back in July, and then once you get back, you would notify our schedulers, and then we would come in. And that's same with people that their units are empty, they're in estate, they're in probate, they're in whatever. Well, if we can't get in the unit, then once everybody is back, then we'll have our technicians go out there and make sure everything's installed properly.
Right, because regardless of whether you're home or not, we're going to still be doing the pre-wiring on the outside of the building, so it'll just be a matter of getting back in.
Channel 6, it's not a direct TV channel.
Right. So,
Do you want me to answer that one? Because I know that answer.
sure.
Channel 6 is going to have an app. In fact, they already have an app for your phone and your smart TV that you will be able to download and use. It's called Village Television app. So once you have your DirecTV set up, you'll be able to download the DirecTV app for Village Television, and that's how you're going to get Channel 6.
Right. Right. We've been streaming your channel for almost a year now. This has been part of our beta testing and making sure that our streaming platform is working. If you just take a picture of that QR code right now with your phone, you'll go straight to the app, you download it, and right now you could actually watch whatever content is on Village Television right now. So that's how it's going to be very similar. So think of it when you have your smart TV, so a lot of you have your Netflix and your Amazon Prime and whatever else you might have, right? So you're going to have our Village Television app, you're going to have your DirecTV stream app, and then if you want the City of Laguna Woods streaming app, you can have that, and then all the other streaming apps that you enjoy on a regular basis. And then, of course, if you have a Android, you can always go to Google Play, and that's our logo, so that's what you'll see when you start to download the app. And then one thing we really want to encourage you is our YouTube channel. I've had a couple of people say, hey, I didn't see Discovering Laguna Woods Village on Thursday at 7 o'clock, well, it was probably preempted from a long meeting that we were broadcasting. And I'm like, why are you waiting till Thursday at 7 o'clock to watch that? You can go to the YouTube channel and watch it whenever you feel like. So everything is available to you and everything is listed. So if you want to see the January 2022 GRF meeting, boom, it's there. If you want to watch, the last Theater Guild production, Just go and search it, and it's there. It's kind of like your own VOD library, and so we want to encourage you to use that as much as possible as well, and then also use our live streaming app to watch, whenever you're wanting to watch live TV. Did you all get that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Would you like to?
You have a year. You'll get it.
So this is just one of the things we really wanted to talk about too, right? But we've already kind of mentioned a number of times, is do not cancel your West Coast internet until we're going to give you the all clear. There was questions too, when we talk about the DirecTV package as it comes out in August, we're encouraging, you've seen commercials that we produce, to encourage you to get a Gmail account. And everybody's like, why are you pushing Gmail? Well, DirecTV works with Google, and so the voice-activated remote is through a Google platform. So if you want to just use that remote and say CBS or Happy Days, then it'll automatically bring you to that content. But you have to have a Gmail account to utilize that. And so what people are asking is, are we still going to have our ComLine and FEA.net? And that is West Coast Internet's email address that some of you may have. If that's the case and you really, really want that West Coast Internet email address, you just call West Coast Internet. I wouldn't call them today. I would call them like a year from now and just say, yeah, we still want it. And then they'll charge you a monthly nominal fee to basically keep their email server and have your email addresses delivered still. But if you have a Gmail account, you're all set up. You don't have to do anything. If you don't want a Gmail account, we're not pushing it. It's just like your voice activation will not work unless you have the Google platform. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. Any more questions?
Any other questions?
Well, I had a list.
Yeah, that's right.
I held off. I was pretty good, huh? All right, so I wanted to start with, you've actually answered quite a few of them, so thank you. But let's talk about, I think you've addressed it already. So if people can't use a QR code, they do have access to a phone number. When you bring things to people's home, I saw the magnet had just the QR code on it. Is there also going to be a magnet with a phone number on it?
They also drop something similar to this. So you'll actually get something in your hand, and this isn't it, but this is very similar to this. And then it has a place to put your network name and your password. So what we're encouraging you to do to make the process a little quicker is when we show up, what's your new network name? We don't want you just making up some name. For now, just call it your unit. I'm in 859C. You can call it that. And your password is password. And then when the installer leaves, you can change all of it and change the password and do whatever you like.
Which
just going to make the process
this is
a
a
little
follow-up
quicker.
question to what you just said. Can you just ask them to, when they come in to install, can you just say, can you use this network name and this password?
Yes,
so you don't have
yes.
to change all your devices.
Right, yes.
So if you know your internet name and your internet password, have them use that. Your life just got easier.
Yes, it did. Yep.
Right.
Any other questions from your list?
Oh, my list.
No?
Yeah, these aren't all my questions. These are other people's questions too. This was in the paper, so I want to go ahead and have you answer it because it was in the paper. Can we opt out of getting Ting?
No, the way we would get the pricing that we have is as a bulk, and kind of like you do right now, you have a bulk agreement with NCTC and the other providers to get us the programming at a better rate. So this is just like your golf course and your swimming pools and your wood shop. It is a bulk agreement, and that's how we got the $40 and the $25. So it'll just be another amenity, and it's one of the only really amenities you have that you all could go home right now and utilize. You can't all just go into gate 1 and go through security. You can't all get on the golf course at the same time. But we can use our internet and we can watch TV at the same time. It's probably the most utilized amenity you have here. So it is a bulk agreement, and that's how we're able to include it in your HOA fee.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
besides that, what will happen is once West Coast internet is gone, the people who don't subscribe to this or change over, their home will become dark, as I call it, because they will have no internet and they will have no TV. Am I right?
That's true to some extent. We have come in contact with some people that have that Verizon Cube, and they happen to live like close to one of the plazas, and the cell service is somewhat adequate for them. So they theoretically could use that still. But again, it's an amenity. So, you know, basically, even though you have a wonderful golf course, a lot of people don't play golf, and a lot of people don't swim or go to the wood shop, and that's part of the shared concept here. So, you know, that's what we're participating in. But if you don't want Ting, then honestly, we just won't come in your home. And if you don't want direct TV, then you don't have to do all the things we'll require of you. You can watch whatever you watch, but you still would be paying for it because it's going to be included in your assessment, and that's the shared concept. Even though you don't play golf, you're all paying for golf. So just know that's what we bought into when we moved in here.
And as far as the installation is concerned, it's already been included in all the contracting price. The installation is going to be coming to your homes here. If it hasn't already happened now, it'll happen in 2026. If that's something that we push off into the future, then there would be associated cost if you refuse and somehow you want it later on. Ting would still be able to come in and do it, but then at that point they would charge an installation cost. It's also going to add value to your homes to be able to be connected to not only the internet, but such fast speed as fiber. So it's all going to be a good thing for you. It really is advantageous to have it installed. Again, whether or not you use it, it's going to be similar to some of the other amenities you may have, but it's a great thing to have in your home.
Jose,
Please.
that's true, and everything you said is correct. But tomorrow, when I get to the other side of the world, what I mean is I'm dead. The home will be sold to somebody. So it will be necessary to have this stuff done for the new owner. So it is a necessity that it is done now rather than later, because the new owner will be charged a hefty fee to get it done, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, they will be charged.
An installation fee, yes.
Yeah, and just to remember, the outside wiring will already be there.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether you choose it or not, the outside wiring will be there. It's just getting it into your home. Correct. Okay, I think we kind of need to wrap this up. I think people's brains are about to explode, and I don't want to see that. So, do you have any last words?
I just want to say thank you again for having us today. If you have any questions, these are two wonderful platforms that you can go to get any kind of help you may have. Please take a picture of that. I'm Paul Ortiz. If you email me, you can also, I will be glad to give you any material that I have. If you want reports, PowerPoints, anything else we've done, I'd be happy to do that for you as well. So that is some really good information for websites. And this is my email address, so if you want to take a picture of that and you have any questions or follow-ups and anything else you might want to know about the project, I'd be happy to help you.
Thank you much for coming. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you. And thank you to all the Ting members. Make sure you get your Ting goodies. Thanks for coming in the rain.